Imagine a single event so powerful that it alters the course of history, changing nations, cultures, and even how we live our lives today. From world-changing revolutions to groundbreaking discoveries, these moments shape the world we know. Today, we're diving deep into 10 historical events that change everything. You won't believe how some of these still affect you right now. Throughout history, there have been moments that define eras. Moments where everything changes in a heartbeat. These pivotal historical points don't just shift political landscapes, they reshape economies, redefine cultures, and sometimes even alter our understanding of the universe. They influence every aspect of life, often sending ripples across centuries. Today, we're going to explore 10 such events that dramatically reshape the course of history. Some you might be familiar with, while others are lesser known but equally monumental. Each event we cover in this video left an indelible mark on the world, changing people's lives during their time and continuing to impact us even now. But here's the thing: history is much more than just a list of dates and names. Behind every great event is a story, a dramatic, human story filled with triumphs, failures, sacrifices, and bold decisions that set the course of the future. Whether it's the fall of an empire, the rise of new technologies, or the moment a revolution ignited, these events carry lessons that resonate with our modern-day challenges. So why stay with us? By the end of this video, you'll have a fresh perspective on how we got to where we are today. You'll see the fascinating threads of history come together in ways you've never thought about before. And who knows, you might just discover how one of these events influences your life every single day. Our journey begins with the collapse of one of the greatest empires in human history, the Roman Empire. In 476 AD, the last Roman emperor of the Western Empire, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed. While Rome didn't fall in a single day, this moment symbolized the end of the ancient world and the beginning of the Middle Ages in Europe. The impact of Rome's collapse cannot be overstated. The power vacuum it left behind contributed to the rise of feudalism, the spread of Christianity as a dominant force, and a fractured Europe that would eventually give birth to modern nations. Many of the political, legal, and cultural foundations of Western civilization are rooted in the remnants of the Roman Empire. Imagine a world without the legal frameworks we rely on today, or without the spread of Western philosophy. That's how pivotal Rome's fall was to shaping the future of the world. Jumping ahead nearly 1,000 years, we arrive at an event that revolutionized the way humans share knowledge: the invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in 1440. Before this invention, knowledge was a privilege of the elite, confined to handwritten books painstakingly copied by monks and scholars. But the printing press changed everything. For the first time, information could be mass-produced, spreading ideas quickly and efficiently. This single invention sparked the Renaissance, fueled the Reformation, and set the stage for the Enlightenment. It democratized knowledge, giving rise to a more educated and informed populace. Imagine how different our world would be without the ability to print books, newspapers, or pamphlets that spread revolutionary ideas. Christopher Columbus's voyage in 1492 didn't just discover a new continent. It redefined the world's political and economic landscape. The discovery of the Americas opened the door to European colonization, which, in turn, led to the spread of new cultures, ideas, and resources. The age of exploration began in earnest, connecting the old world with the new. But this event also came at a great cost. It marked the beginning of a tragic chapter for the indigenous peoples of the Americas, whose cultures were decimated by disease and conquest. The Columbian Exchange altered diets, economies, and populations across the globe. From the spread of potatoes and tomatoes to Europe, to the introduction of horses to the Americas, this exchange forever changed global dynamics. Next, we move into an era of rapid technological and societal change: the Industrial Revolution. Beginning in the late 18th century, this period transformed societies from agrarian economies into industrial powerhouses. Factories, mechanized production, and urbanization exploded as innovations in steam power, transportation, and manufacturing took hold. The Industrial Revolution didn't just alter how goods were made, it changed how people lived. Cities swelled with workers, and economies shifted toward capitalist models that still define much of the world today. The Industrial Revolution laid the groundwork for the modern world. Our cities, our jobs, our standard of living, are all direct consequences of this transformative period. The next event on our list reshaped the political landscape of the modern world: the American Revolution. When the 13 colonies declared independence from Britain in 1776, they weren't just starting a war, they were beginning an ideological shift that would inspire nations around the globe. The American Revolution wasn't just a struggle for independence. It was a fight for a new kind of government based on democratic principles. The idea that a nation could be governed by the people and for the people was revolutionary. Its impact can still be felt today, as democracies around the world continue to be inspired by the values born out of the American Revolution. Hot on the heels of the American Revolution came the French Revolution, which not only reshaped France but reverberated throughout Europe and beyond. The French Revolution was a direct challenge to monarchies and aristocracies, placing the power of government in the hands of the people, or at least attempting to. It led to the rise of Napoleon and the spread of revolutionary ideals across Europe. But more importantly, it altered how people viewed their relationship with authority. Concepts like liberty, equality, and fraternity that emerged from the French Revolution have become foundational values in modern society, influencing countless movements for freedom and justice throughout the centuries. The Great War, World War I, forever changed the geopolitical landscape of the 20th century. What began as a conflict between European powers quickly escalated into a global war, drawing in countries from all corners of the globe. The consequences of this war were immense: the collapse of empires, the redrawing of borders, and the seeds of another, even more devastating war. World War I also brought about significant social change. Women entered the workforce in unprecedented numbers, national identities were reshaped, and the League of Nations was formed in an attempt to prevent future conflicts. The modern world as we know it emerged from the ashes of World War I. Just 2 decades later, the world found itself engulfed in another global conflict, World War II. The stakes were higher, the battles fiercer, and the consequences even more profound. The defeat of the Axis powers not only liberated millions from tyranny, it also reshaped the global order. The United Nations was established to promote peace, and the Cold War began, setting the stage for decades of tension between the US and the Soviet Union. Technological advances made during the war, such as radar, jet engines, and even nuclear weapons, would have lasting impacts on the post-war world. The geopolitical map of Europe and Asia was redrawn, and the war's legacy continues to shape international relations to this day. In 1969, humanity achieved something that had once seemed impossible: landing a man on the moon. The Apollo 11 mission was a triumph of human ingenuity, scientific progress, and global cooperation. As Neil Armstrong famously said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." The moon landing wasn't just a Cold War victory for the United States. It was a moment that inspired generations to look beyond Earth and dream of space exploration. It demonstrated the potential of human collaboration, science, and technology to achieve extraordinary feats. Today, as we explore Mars and look to other planets, the legacy of that historic moment lives on. Finally, we arrive at the symbolic end of the Cold War: the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. For nearly 3 decades, the Berlin Wall had divided East and West Berlin, a concrete manifestation of the Iron Curtain that separated communist and capitalist ideologies. When the wall came down, it signaled the collapse of Soviet influence in Eastern Europe and the reunification of Germany. The end of the Cold War paved the way for the expansion of democracy and capitalism across Europe and the world. It was a moment of hope, a sign that even the most entrenched divisions can eventually crumble. And there you have it, 10 historical events that truly change everything. From the rise and fall of empires to the advancement of technology and the triumphs of human spirit, these moments continue to shape our world today. History is not just a series of isolated events. It's a continuous thread that connects us to our past and propels us into the future. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more captivating content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.